Hi, guys. Thanks for being with me in the Good Guy Corner today. I found that it's really common for good guys to also be conflict avoiders. Have you ever identified yourself as a conflict avoider? Do you like to do what you can to make sure there aren't conflicts in your relationship? I get it. I was a conflict avoider for a long, long time. I really thought I was doing a good thing. I would look ahead to what was going on in my family and do whatever I could to smooth the path ahead of time and minimize the potential trouble, all the things. Well, I've since learned that there's actually no such thing as avoiding conflict. In fact, it's impossible. Whenever there are two or more humans living together or working together, there will be conflict. And let's just define conflict for a minute. The definition that I'm using is having different or opposing ideas or desires. So, again, that's having different or opposing ideas or desires. Basically, it's having different ideas than another person, right? To not have conflict would mean that two or more people have all the same ideas and desires. And that is just not possible. Humans are too individual and unique for that, right? Even identical twins don't have the same ideas or desires. I happen to know that firsthand because I have four identical twin sisters. That's a little bit of a brain twister, right? So you can think about that in a minute. But now let's get back to talking about avoiding conflict. How do you generally avoid conflict? I'm guessing that you probably hold it in or you dismiss it, you brush it under the rug, you don't speak up, you probably agree even when you don't agree, right? Anything to avoid the conflict, right? Well, what I want to show you here is that when we're doing those things, we don't actually avoid conflict. We just don't share the conflict. The conflict is there, the difference of opinion is there, right? And when we hold it in, we keep the conflict for ourselves. We hold the conflict inside of us. We don't avoid it at all. We keep it. So just let that land for a minute. When I first learned this topic, it blew my mind. I thought, and I realized how true it was for me that, oh my goodness, I'm just keeping it all inside. I'm not avoiding it at all. I'm just not sharing it. So there is no way to avoid conflict. And when you've been trying to, you're actually keeping it all to you, yourself, rather than share it where it can be worked through. Now, we're going to be talking about sharing it and working through it in other episodes yet to come. But today, I simply want to highlight this truth that all those times we thought we were avoiding conflict, we were just hogging it and giving ourselves an impossible task of making the conflict not be there. Impossible. So, since it's impossible for conflict to not be there, what if we can accept the fact that it's there? Conflict, difference of opinions, simply means that two humans have two amazing human brains that have different opinions and different desires. And allowing the humanness and the difference is the first step, just allowing it to be there. And that's my task for you today. Just notice the different opinions and allow them to be there. And then notice what your mind tries to add to the situation, right? We've been learning about that. Our minds are always adding more things. So we want to just be aware. It's a superpower that we're going to be building on here in this podcast. And you can start today by just observing the differences without judgment. All right, that's what I have for you. I'm Coach Mimi. and I will be here next time in the Good Guy Corner.